Nation, you are under the Golden Dome. Golden Dome is powered by Laughlin Associates. Start, grow, and profit from your business. Go to laughlinusa.com. That's LAUGHLIN USA.com. Coach, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited about having you on. I know you said you haven't eaten dinner, and I don't want you to be hangry, so we won't keep you long. We just have a couple of questions for you. I did want to mention that I was looking at that picture in the background, and I do see a picture of number 34 up there in the frame. Was that your favorite player on the 1988 team?
That's one of the few pictures we could get where he was involved in the act.
All right. Well, we're going. I'm going to pass it to Stoney. He had a question for you about the game and the similarities with this year's team and our team.
Hey, Coach Holtz. Now, when you're game planning against the Ohio State offense, are you going to shut their wide receivers down and play a cover two and make them run the ball?
No, I'm going to do two things. First thing I'm going to do is say the defensive backs, you realize that all the offensive receivers from Ohio State are going to be drafted high. People are going to be studying this film. You want to help yourself in this draft? You get in that film room, you study everything there is to know about the receivers, and you show up. The second thing, they cannot hurt us if they're on the bench. So we have to do the old cheer, first and 10, do it again, is still apropos today. If we can run the football, not give penalties, not turn the football over, of course the football is so important, even in the game after, to keep them on the bench. They cannot hurt us on the bench, and we get in the fourth quarter, we'll find a way to win. Ohio State's the best team in the country. They will not win this game because we'll be the best team from this day. It's not a best out of five. It's the best game, period.
Wonderful, Coach. Coach Frank Stams here, and everybody says to me all the time, and I'm take a line from you, is you were the greatest coach ever because you had to be to coach three guys like this and make us a winner. So thank you.
Well, I want to say this about the Three Musketeers that you have to have leaders on the football team, and particularly on defense. And you three were fearless leaders, but you also presented some problems to me, I got to tell you. But you were fun to coach, and you were great players, but more importantly, you were great teammates.
Well, we appreciate that. We were so lucky to have you. I have a quick question for you. With all your experience, your championship rings that you have, what is everybody missing? As you look at this game, and you've heard all the noise surrounding this game, what's the one unknown factor, in your opinion, that people are missing that Notre Dame's going to need to win this game?
I think it's the culture of Notre Dame. Culture is more important than anything else. We had culture. We believe we're going to win. We didn't care what happened. We didn't care what went against us. We're going to find a way to win. Let's remember this, that in 1988, we beat 6 teams to finish the top 10 of the final AP poll. So we're used to playing very good teams each and every week. And all you do is just line up and play. Let's do our job. Let's not look at the score. Let's go see where to go. And what Notre Dame is they care about one another. We had love and feeling on that football team. And you three people set the tempo. I say this to you sincerely. You three care more about each other and about the team. That's set a tempo for the rest of the team. This football team at Notre Dame really likes it. And you know as well as I do that if you play for your teammates, good things are going to happen. And I believe Notre Dame is a closer football team than Ohio State. Ohio State a better football team, but they will win. Guess what happened on the third year where Eric Martinez and Dan Devine and Lou Holtz? That's right, we won the national championship. And guess what? This is the third year for Marcus Freeman. But some things are just meant to be. We're trailing Penn State by 7 late in the game. We're on our own 40. We throw the ball, and two defensive backs from Penn State fell down. I mean, fell down. We completed a 60-yard touchdown pass to tie up the game. And then, of course, we went and they threw the interception. But that's a good lesson for us. Before we worry about beating Ohio State, let's make sure we don't beat ourselves. Let's not turn the football over. Let's not make foolish penalties. Let's just play together and be positive. And you remember, Frank, when we played Miami, at the end of the first quarter, I think it was, Thursday, the offensive tackle for Miami said something to you about when you're staging as this game's going to go down the wire. Why did they feel that? Because they felt they would win. They always did. But we also felt that we would win. There was nothing we keep it for winning. And that's the one thing that Notre Dame has going for us right now. If we believe we're going to win, we'll find a way to win. We don't care what the circumstances are. We will find a way to win. And good things are going to happen to this Notre Dame football.
Yep, Coach, I totally agree. And we've had a lot of time this week to reflect about what made our team special in '88. And I think more than anything else, yes, we had great players. Yes, we had great coaches. We were prepared, but we did exactly what you said. And we thought we were going to win. I know we knew when we walked out there that we were going to be tougher than the guys we were playing. And we were going to punch them in the nose and hit them and tell them on the first play, it's going to be like this for 60 minutes. So my question to you is, having watched the team this year, I see a lot of similarities with the obvious passion of the players out there, and obviously the effort that everybody's giving and the next man up mentality. What do you see in this year's team that reminds you of the '88 team?
I think the fact that they're confident that they can find a way. You remember what we did the day before we played West Virginia for the national championship? We assigned underclassmen to carry our seniors off the field after we won. It's just a case that you believe you're going to win. You get it in your mind that nothing's going to keep you. And that is a mental decision that each and every individual makes. We had great leadership, but we also had great competitors. Tony Rice was a good quarterback on the day. He was tougher than all guys. He was durable. He played very physical. We had people in the offensive line. Tim Grunhardt, Dean Brown, the list goes on and on. But we believed, and not only we believed ourselves, we believed in one another. And believing in one another is so important. Where you have faith and confidence in your teammates, and you create an environment where if I just don't let my teammates down, we're going to be okay. And you all had the obligation, I'm not going to let my teammate down. And you three set the tempo. I mean, I never knew what in the world was going to happen in practice. Crazy things. But when it came time to play, nobody played any better, any harder than all three of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, every time I hear you speak, I realize how lucky we were as players and people to be coached and influenced by somebody that has such a great grasp of life and football and what's important. And we can't be thankful enough for everything that you've done for us over the years. And I know the 40 years is running out. You told us you'd help us for 40 years, and we're at 37, so we got to take advantage of it while we can.
Well,
do you guys have anything else you want to ask, Coach? I just want to say thank you to our great sponsor, Laughlin Associates. For over 50 years, Laughlin Associates has helped over 250,000 people start, grow, and profit from their businesses while assisting them in fulfilling their dreams. Check out LaughlinUSA.com to learn more. That's LaughlinUSA.com. LaughlinUSA.com.
Hey, Coach, Michael Stonebreaker here. Coach Michael Stonebreaker here. I just wanted to say that, I really appreciate the time that we all had together. We played some really good football. We all grew a little bit during that time, and it was a special time. And, in 1988, we were the most dominant football team in the country. And we went out there each week and we proved it one game at a time, one tackle at a time. And that's a beautiful thing to be a part of and to represent Notre Dame as the last great national championship football team.
It's been far too long, Michael. But remember what we'd always say: 60 minutes to play and a lifetime to remember it. And that's what it's all about: is caring about one another and having a goal and objective, be willing to work for it. Yeah, everybody talked about the great games and the wins, but they don't realize how hard you worked, how difficult our practices were, the winter programs, the winter workout, everything that went along with it. You don't just wake up one day and find out you're a national champion. You make a price each and every day. It's a decision you make. I don't want to be average. I want to be great, and I'm not going to let my teammates down. When you create an environment where you aren't going to let your teammates down, great things are going to happen. But how many times did I have to stop practice because of you three? And so many times you sort of had your own little niche down there on defense. And every time I came down, and we had a great staff. Barry Alvarez was an outstanding defense coordinator. But they also had fun. You believed in one another. You trusted one another. And when you trust one another, good things are going to happen.
Yep. We had Coach Alvarez on earlier this week and Coach Palermo, and they were just reiterating, we asked them the question, what were the characteristics of our team and why did we win? And basically they said, look, you guys played hard, you didn't make mistakes, the offense ran the ball really well and kept the ball out of the other team's hands. So, if you don't turn the ball over, you play great defense and win special teams, the good things happen. I think the team does that this year.
There's no doubt. We can run the football. I think Love and Leonard are outstanding. I think our offensive line is excellent. And you have to rely on that. You have to say to the offensive line, man, you got to control this football game. We got to control up front. Keep them on the bench. They're great talent. They're great receivers. They aren't going to hurt us a bit sitting on the bench. And that's one thing we did. And that's one thing this Notre Dame team does as well. But they also believe in Coach Freeman, and he's done an excellent job. You think about losing to Northern Illinois, and I talked to him after that game. I said, I don't need to call you after you win. You have all the alums doing that. But I called him after that loss because we can't change it. But the one thing you have to do when you play in Northern Illinois or people you should beat, your offense has to show up. You can't let them go into halftime thinking they have a chance to win. If they're down by 24, that's one thing that our defense did. You shut them down. Everybody that we should beat that maybe wasn't as good, you play great defense, but our offense showed up and we diminished any thought they had about their ability to win. If you're down by 24 at halftime, you're not thinking about winning. You're thinking about surviving.
Coach, I just want to say it feels like yesterday, and I still hear it at night sometimes. It wakes me up. Your words. I talked to Bo this morning, and I remember that was our first game of the year. We played Michigan at home under the lights, and that whole summer for the group that was up there, every day I talked to Bo this morning, and they're working hard. And that really, as silly as it sounds, that did motivate us and got us prepared.
You remember what he said? He said, I talked to Bo, he goes, I wanted to give you guys a day off, but I talked to Bo. Bo said, we're not taking a day off. So I figure we're going to have to practice harder than Bo and his team is practicing today.
Look at that. You remember this when you see Bo on Saturday. I didn't make that decision. And I remember I walked out one day and I said, hey, man, I called Bo today. Before I could say anything else, I think it was Brenda Wells or somebody said, hey, Coach, I called Bo today. I said, what'd Bo say? Bo said his players eat steak and lobster. So that was the last time I used that. But calling Bo, I just want our team to understand what the other opposition was doing as well. Nobody wants to practice hard, particularly when it's hot. But if you want to be great, you're going to pay a price. And Being great is a decision that each and every individual has to make themselves. You don't necessarily make it as a coach, but as a player, I don't want to be average. I want to be part of something great, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be part of something great. So, when I look back on it, I didn't know how good we would be in '88, but I did know this. We had great leadership. We had great leadership on offense and on defense, and I can't thank you people enough for all the problems you created on offense and defense. I remember going down to practice one day when I looked down there and you have a big fight going on. And I get down there and there was a fight going on. What's going on? So, well, Corney Southall said that somebody hit somebody, and I don't know what it was about. But in the event, we hugged one another, we shook hands, and we moved on.
Well said. Coach, you know better than anyone these two schools. I think early on in your career, you were an assistant for Woody Hayes there. And then, of course, head coach of the Fighting Irish. What does this mean, Notre Dame, Ohio State, in the first ever college football playoff game? And especially, what does this mean for Notre Dame going forward in the next decade?
Well, first of all, I coached at Ohio State under Woody Hayes. I was fortunate enough. We won the national championship, beat O.J. Simpson, Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl to win it all. And I learned so much from Woody Hayes. He had such a strong influence on my coaching philosophy and my belief. I could never thank him enough. But Ohio State is not Notre Dame. I was at Notre Dame for 11 years. I was at Ohio State for 1 year. Was raised in the state of Ohio, went to college at Kent State. And it's just a special state. However, there's nothing like Notre Dame's. I would say to you men all the time, remember, we're Notre Dame and they ain't. But to be the first playoff and to win the national championship will be something that these players will remember forever. And not only that, in order to win two, let's make sure we win one. But you got to be lucky. We were screwed we finished second 3 different times because of the media center, but that's life. You just go on and you can't control certain things. What other people do, you're going to control what you do and what you think.
Yeah. Well, Coach, there were so many great things that you said over the years that have really stuck with me. And, what I always remember is you keep life very simple. There's 3 rules. Do what's right, do the next right thing, and let people know you care. And, I try to keep it simple.
Well, those rules will never let you down, and we followed them for 40 years. And the thing you have to remember as a coach or as a parent, that when people need love and understanding the most is usually when they deserve it the least. And that's true of so many things. But there's 3 rules. You do what's right. Why is it important to do what's right? So you build trust. When you can trust one another, you have a chance. If you can't trust your spouse or your children or your athletes or your coach, you have absolutely no chance. Every relationship has to be based on trust. And the only way you can build trust is when both sides does the right thing. Rule number 2, do everything the best of your ability. Not everybody be All-American, not everybody All-Conference, not everybody be first team, not everybody be an A student, but everybody can be the very best they're capable of being. That's all you ask out of people. Just be the best you can be. And rule number 3 is the most important. Show people you care. I'm an old man. I'm now 88, and I know this, that you're always going to have problems. You're always going to have difficulties. I don't care how old you are. We think, we get older, we won't have to worry about it. That's nonsense. You're always going to have problems. You're always going to have difficulty. You're never going to meet anybody again. It doesn't need a smile, a kind word, and encouragement. When you build love, trust, and a commitment to excellence on a football team, you have a championship team. You may not be voted number 1, but you will be as good as anybody in the country, and that was our goal.
Words to live by. Thank you, Coach. I know Greg Hudson wanted to send a shout out to you. He's here with us off camera. We want to thank you for being under the Golden Dome with the Three Amigos linebackers, Mike Stonebreakers, Wes Pritchett, and myself, Frank Stams. Thank you very much for being on the show.
I want to tell you, there's no way in this world I can thank you as much as Notre Dame needs to thank you for everything you did at that university. You're good students. You're good people. You're great teammates. Great players come and go. great teammates last a lifetime, and you were great teammates.
Well, thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you Monday. Go Irish. Thank you for everything you've done. We really appreciate it. And we just want to thank, one more time, we want to thank Laughlin Associates. Start, grow, and profit from your business. Go to laughlinusa.com. And Coach Holtz, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Mike wanted to say something.
I still do my relaxation therapy a couple times a week, and I still go about 4 or 8 inches down into the rug every time I do it. So I wanted to thank you for teaching me that.
You know, there's so many players that appreciated that and took it into the pros with them, but it was just something that I believe in. What the mind can perceive, the body can achieve. And just make sure you keep promoting the sponsor of this show. How great it is to have 3 of my favorite players of all time on this show. So thank you for having me. Now I'm going to go grab something to eat.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
See you Monday. Go Irish.
Amen.
Hey, hang on.
We might be able to get into the system.
Hang on. We're just gonna try to. We have to download it. If you can just.
Can he down? Can
You
he?
don't have to. Just don't
What?
leave it.
Is it uploaded yet?
All right. So,
Can I hit the stop?
yeah, hit stop. All right. Just hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, there. Okay.
that's
He's
it.
in.
No.
Thank you, Coach. All right, all done. Thank you, Coach.